Remember the Nightingale by Tiffany Johnson. A synopsis. Gayton and Everest have known each other since infancy. One is a Hutu, the other is a Tutsi. Their families live in harmony. Everest is a dreamer. She sees life as a dance, a choreography of tradition and romance blend to create joy for her. Gayton's past is marred by violence that beget life-altering loss. His father and brother were murdered during the Tutsi revolt when he was younger, and his life has been one of survival since. Except when he's around Everest. From the moment he first met her, she was his princess. A practical boy, not given to flights of fancy, he's fascinated by Everest's ability to dream in a landscape of instability. He looks for ways to engineer those dreams. His first gifts, a rattle, a crown made of flowers, his protection against unsavory characters, and one night in the city to watch him dance in the Ntori, the hero's dance. The Hutus and Tutsis are not meant to mingle, but these two are destined to be together. Nothing could shake their bond. Or could it? For their home is a small village 3 hours south of Kigali, Rwanda in 1994, and the assassination of President Habyarimana unleashes decades of resentment, discrimination, hatred, and unspeakable evil so intense that over the span of only 100 days, at least 800,000 Tutsis would be murdered by friends, neighbors, pastors, even their own family members. When people are labeled as cockroaches and state-sponsored rape squads are dispersed, what is love? For Gayton and Everest, one day out of the 100 will destroy innocence, kill fairy tales, and leave a chasm that only a miracle could bridge. When Gayton is faced with an impossible choice, his decision will have catastrophic consequences. Years later, one is released from prison, the other lives ostracized and in poverty. Dreams are childish fancies, and yet an ember remains. With the end of the Gagacha trials coinciding with the celebration of Jubilee, an event where grievances are meant to be forgotten and wrongs set right, one sets out to prove forgiveness is stronger than evil, and love is worth fighting for, and the nightingale still sings. Forward. Imana is the Supreme One, the creator of all things, including the heavens and the earth. The earth, though, was barren and hard. Imana allowed all living things, including humans, to live in the heavens with him. This provided an easier, more abundant life. He shared everything with his creation, his food, his prosperity, his eternalness. If someone died in heaven, Imana restored that person to life in 3 days. In the beginning, then, life was rich, beautiful, and everlasting. The fall came because of a woman. This woman was married and barren. A child to love was her dream, and she pleaded with Imana to help her fulfill this wish so that she might be found a worthy wife. Imana agreed, but set forth a condition. He'd grant her children, but she was not to disclose to anyone that he had done so. The origins of her children were to remain a secret. The childless mother agreed, and Imana kept his word. He provided 2 sons and a daughter to the barren couple. The woman was overjoyed. She lived in peace with her family. However, a dear friend of the woman was also childless and felt stigmatized by her inability to conceive. She was jealous of the childless couple who were now parents, and she relentlessly hounded her friend for details on the origins of her children. Eventually, tired of being asked, the new mother explained how the children came to be. Her friend went straight to Imana and begged for the same favor to be bestowed upon her. Imana was angered because the new mother disobeyed him. Ashamed for going against Imana, the new mother turned against her children in a spate of anger and murdered them. And when they died, the sky split open and the children tumbled to earth. Earth was not the same as life in the heavens. It was ripe with struggle and pain. The mother wept with guilt for causing her children such anguish. She and her friend begged Amana's forgiveness. He granted it and promised that the children would be able to rejoin the heavenly home one day. Part 1, 1992. The warm pink hue of the sunrise is her favorite color. She stands at the door of the small hut, listening to the singing of the morning birds and looking out as far as she can see, past the cows, past the red dirt lane that leads to the market, to gaze instead at the hills. Some of them, anyway. This is the land of 1,000 hills. They are Everest's favorite part of Rwanda. The hills and Mizuzu with honey. She's the first to rise every day, the first to greet the morning, but usually the last to finish chores. Imama says she's a fille de soleil. She loves being in the sun and soaks in every last minute of the day. She doesn't linger at the door of the hut. She doesn't meander anywhere. No, Everest dances. The early morning chirping of the birds create her melody. Her feet are bare as she skips across the red dirt to the cow field, looking for Charlotte. A sixth sense tells her today is the day. She opens the wood fence, steps onto the damp grass, her wide chocolate eyes scanning the misty field for the brown and white spotted heifer. Everest loves all 12 of their cows, but 6-year-old Charlotte most of all. On a cool morning, not unlike today, 4 years ago, Imama lay in the throes of birthing a stillborn. 6-year-old Mammy played at a friend's hut. Pappy herded cattle, and then there was Charlotte. 10-year-old Everest, escaping the sadness of her mother's room, found herself watching the cow from her seat atop the fence. Its big brown eyes seemed worried as she lay at the far south side of the field, alone. Though she wasn't sure how to help, Everest recognized Charlotte's distress and mimicked what she'd seen her father do to assist other cows. She grabbed the unborn calf's pastern and pulled. Charlotte's first calf survived that day, and it was Everest who used her fingers to clear the mucus from the calf's mouth and face. Love burst in the girl's heart when the calf's dark eyes focused on her. The sadness brought by the stillborn inside the house felt tempered by the tiny calf who wobbled around the field on brown and white spotted, skinny legs. Since then, Everest assisted Charlotte in delivering a calf each year, usually, like now, in late February. Having delivered 3 times already, this would likely be Charlotte's last calf. Excitement flows through Everest at the chance to witness another birth. A child of cattle herders, new life isn't unusual to see here. Still, each live birth leaves her in awe, for she knows breath is not guaranteed. As often as she's seen new life born, she's also seen death. She won't have long to sit with Charlotte. Everyone else soon will rise. The sun will get higher. The mist will clear. There will be chores to complete. For now, though, it's still. Everest runs her hand over Charlotte's head, pats her. Good morning there. Gonna have another calf today? The cow's tail swings. Her ears twitch. She stands, walks away, turns her head one way and then the other. Twisting her body to lean to the side, Everest glances behind her. I see it, Char. I do. I see your calf. Everest's smile stretches across her face, a dimple creasing her left cheek. Her charcoal ashy-colored hair is cut short, the curls forced to lie tight against her head. Without hair to hide it, her oval-shaped face gives away every emotion. And when she tires, her flattened nose scrunches. When she's happy, her bronzed caramel skin glows, as it does now. High on her tiptoes, Everest shifts her weight back and forth, dancing in place. Charlotte's nasally bellow arches Everest's eyebrows, but when she stomps her back leg, concern takes over. 15 minutes, Pappy says. You wait 15 minutes to see if the heifer makes any progress. If the calf does not come further out within 15 minutes, go ahead and get to helping it along. Waiting tests Everest. Being still especially in the mornings, challenges her. A nosy fly buzzes near her ear. She swats it away and spies a pile of dung. She scoops it up with her hand and drops it into the bag hanging on the fence. Mamrie will use it for her manga. There are 3 small ones by the hut that were left there to dry and should be ready for painting. Would Gaten like one? It might make a special gift for St. Valentine's Day. The hung on her hands smells like rotten eggs. Evers tells Charlotte, "Push that calf out by the time I get back over here," and hurries across the field. She pushes her hands into the white bucket with the muddied water rubbing her palms together. The water is grimy but cool. It's a fresh-water day. She can't wait around for this calf long. The warm pink of the sunrise looks golden now as more of the sun's rays streak across the horizon. The mist nearly cleared, colors seem more vibrant. A glance toward the hut tells her Imama and Mamrie are up. Mamrie's walking with a milk bucket to the pasture. "Morning, Mamrie." "Good morning. How's Charlotte?" 10-year-old Mamrie would rather swing from the highest branch of a banana tree than do chores. Turning things into a risky adventure keeps her happy and everyone else holding their breath. Evers says, "I'm going to check now. Probably going to need some help." "Going to milk?" "Yes. I bet it's a boy." Mama says we have to get back with the water before sundown. "I know. Also, I bet it's a girl." Mamrie goes to the left to milk. Everest walks to the right to check on Charlotte. The calf still seems in the same place. Charlotte bellows. "Okay." Everest grabs the old rope, cautiously moves forward. Charlotte takes a step away, but Everest still gets close enough to throw the rope over the calf's pastern. When the heifer pushes, the girl pulls. Working in tandem, soon, more of the new calf is seen. When it drops finally to the ground, lying in a pile of knobbly knees and fluid, Everest is the first to touch it. She swipes the mucus away, then pushes Charlotte, turning her so she can see her newest daughter. For a moment, Everest stands watching the mother prod her new calf, lick her clean. The world, now brighter and clearer than when she first rose, waits for her. She has until Mamrie finishes milking to watch after new life, to feel proud for helping. When, long minutes later, the calf tries to stand, falls, and tries again, Everest laughs. It takes the calf 4 tries to get upright and stay up. She wobbles around, searching for Charlotte, and begins to nurse. "Ready to go?" Mamrie asks, and then shakes her head. "That old girl needs to have a son." Charlotte births only daughters. Pappy thinks she's cursed. Everest thinks she's magical.